Check. I was walking today in a land far away, in a forest that I'd never seen before. It was beautiful, just like you, Mama. I was walking today in a land far away, in a forest that I'd never seen before. It was beautiful, just like you, Mama. Delicate tall trees, black eyes on white bark, watching me, soft green radiance of blossoming leaves, lacy undergrowth over layers of tumbling leaves, pelted with a soft, soft rain. I was walking today in a land far away, in a forest that I'd never seen before. It was beautiful, just like you, Mama. Delicate tall trees, black eyes on my bark, watching me, soft green radiance of blossoming leaves, lacy undergrowth over layers of tumbling leaves, pelted with a soft, soft rain. Oh, the sound of the mist as it swept through the trees, a harmony of silence. Oh, the smell of the thick, rich brown fertile soil, caressed, untouched, holy. Reaching my hand gently in the cold, cold water of a dancing pool, reflecting deep and clear, not image but my rhythm within, on a background of a million tender and strong shades of gray. I don't need to show you, because it is you, Mama, beautiful. Dear sister, brother, hear my plea. You need to stake your claim in this spot beside me. Stand tall, hold our head high, and let them hear our cry. Hear our cry. Dear beautiful, ancient and wise clouds above me, can't you see? We are not the fog above your city. We are only a product of your brain, born into your ancestral pain, when the misunderstood love and unconditional abuse perpetrated this earth, and then we became a reflection of you. Ancestor, hear me. Ancestor, hear me. We are the same. We are all the same. I follow brown tiles leading to sections of prescribed pills and pain, the familiar smell of the Santa Fe Indian Hospital. I watch my shaky silhouette on a painted metal bathroom stall, blurry, empty, cold. I am what's left. I'm taught no other medicine, a forced faith in those little round white lies. Grandma was torn from mother's world, she silently looked away. The young, ancient one was thrown in the back of a wagon with other sons and daughters, or so I hear. The young, ancient one watched her world, those short mud walls of protection, fields of corn and familiarity fade away behind miles and miles of hills and forced assimilation. They lined her up, marched her to class, and taught her those little round white trees. Pink blossoms drifted like snow through Mama's abandoned garden. Red and open to the world, sticky for life, they attract me with their pungency and the clean sexuality within me can relate. But they rush to the state, for this morning will die and dark will stake the frost to take their naive innocence, as it has been done to us all. Dear sister, brother, hear my plea. You need to stake your claim in that spot beside me. Let's stand tall, hold our head high, and let them hear our cry. For our story is not nothing, our story means something. All the past and to the future, so let those heavy tears fall. So let those genuine smiles sing, yeah. Ancestor, hear me. Ancestor, hear me. We are of the same. We are of the same. And as the elders die, we'll never know how it feels to own those eyes. Grandma's friends cry, one last memory, forgotten. How can I blame myself for why they loathe me? How can I know their story? Their blood is alive within me. I feel I know, but never ever enough. Mama's generation swallows murky lakes of guilt while its grandkids remain huge on walls where everyone can see, but no one ever really looks. Prayers to no gods, but the ones within ourselves. We live among the lots, finding and building and accepting culture in an in-between world. We don't belong in the one built of what seems our own self-pity. To us, memories become made of who we are, undocumented, sometimes misled, but just as strong. Dear beautiful, ancient wise clouds above me, can't you see we are not that far above your city? We are only a product of your rain, born into your ancestral pain, with a misunderstood love and unconditional abuse perpetrated this earth, and then we became a reflection of you. Ancestor, hear me. Ancestor, hear me. We are the same. We are the same. I'm gonna sing this one from my grandma. Station pink number. Oh, Polisa. Oh, hey. Hey, thank you.
So now we are ready to hear from Boe Titla from San Carlos Apache, and he's going to share some of his art with us and talk about that as well, and we will have chances for questions and answers after.
Well, good evening, everybody. So quiet in here. Well, my name is Boe Titla from the San Carlos Indian Reservation from Arizona. And I'm surprised to see somebody from Arizona also. So I got another surprise for her later though, but now I like to say that my name, Titla, comes from, it's Apache word. Titla is, the way it was pronounced was Hattitla. Way back in the history, when the government given out names, they couldn't pronounce Hattitla at that time. So what happened was they said, I'll tell you what, we can't pronounce Hattitla, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to chop your name in half. We're going to give you Titla and leave Hatta out. So that's where Titla came from, Hatta Titla. So that's where my name came from, Lambert Boe Titla. So there's a lot of them that are pronounced that are pronounced like that. A lot of Apache names were given out like that because of the government pronounce it. They just give them what they think they can pronounce. So that's where I got my name from. So anyway, getting to my music. I'm a musician, and when you're a musician, you look for anything to use in a song. What can I put into a song? How can I use this? So I'll tell you about my cowboy way later on, but when I was a cowboy, I was a Haffenreffer and went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and entered the rodeo there. When I was coming back into Arizona, at that time, when you come back into the state, there was inspection station where you pull up and they ask you a lot of questions. So when I went through there, I turned around and said, that's a good one to write a song about, inspection station. So I wrote a song about it, and this how it goes. I was coming back from rodeo. Well, they stopped me, inspection station. There they asked me for some ID, and they said, you're an Indian cowboy. So they asked me, what's that feather for? We chained from the rearview mirror. Well, inspection station. see I'm a native of America. Inspection station. Inspection station. There it is. That's how I wrote that inspection station. And let me get back at how I started doing this. I was in a country band, and my brother came around and told me, Bo, I think, let me tell you something. Why don't you start doing something different? You don't need to sing about country music because they're already famous and doing well. They don't need to be re-advertised, their music, and you're down here. So I think you should start your own music. Start singing about Native people, the area that they live, how they used to live, what they used to do, and all of that. Nobody does that around here. So maybe think about it. Maybe you can turn your steer a little bit and go a different direction. Do your own stuff, he told me. So then I thought about it. I've been in country music band for so many years, and I'm not getting anywhere with it. Just local, round and around, same thing every year, local. But after what I did, what I did with what my brother told me, I start doing that and start writing my own music about Native people. Well, that's what brought me here today for doing that. If I was still in country music, I wouldn't have went anywhere. So I start singing about Native people, where they used to live. And here's another song that I wrote after he told me to do something different. I wrote a song about this mountain where all the Apaches used to live before we were moved to San Carlos. They were all in what they call Chiricahua Mountain in Arizona. That's where the Apaches started from. And then the government came and they moved all the Apache people and put them in the desert, which they call San Carlos now. It's nothing, just full of cactus and chaparrals and tumbleweed. That's all there is. So this song is about someone looking back where they once lived. And this is how I put it. Chiricahua Mountain, I belong to you. I watch you now and then. It breaks my heart to see places, a lot of people don't really know how Apache came to the reservation, which they call San Carlos. No, a lot of them ask me questions like that. But through my song that I put together, it went all over, and I've been receiving a lot of letters and phone calls and telling me, that's nice what you did, because I didn't know that Apache came from there, but through your music, listen to your music, now I began to understand how did Apache end up in San Carlos. So I'm writing a song about what they used to do, how they live, and all those stuff. So probably some of you might understand through my music that you never heard about before also. So here's another song. This is a song, when my brother first told me, this is a song that I wrote about another mountain that was just nearby where I live. So this is how it goes. There's a mountain where I come from, and it holds a lot of memories. It sure holds a lot of memories for the valley. And they say there's a legend never been told. He have gone before they told the story. He were born and raised beneath the mountain. Anything has started here beneath the mountain. Wherever you might go, it always feels so good to see the tip of mountain tremble. There was time used to meet beneath the mountain. We used to dance, used to love beneath the mountain. Now she's gone away, she left me behind. I'll never forget whenever I see that mountain. She always come across my mind. I'll never forget whenever I see that mountain. She always come across my mind. There it is. So, as we go along, I thought about back in the years about my mom. I thought when I was a little boy, I used to go with my mom to make some wood, because my dad sort of like, he was never home because he always hunting out there for food. And my mom used to go make some wood, maybe about 5 or 6 miles out. He used to make some wood to cook with and to keep warm with. So that's what I used to do. I still remember helping her to carry a load of wood on her back. She tied some cloth together and another cloth together and wrap it around the whole wood. And then she used to kneel down, and I remember as a little boy, I used to help her push the wood back in back of her. Some of you probably know the history if you read the book where women used to carry wood on their back all the time. All the women used to go out. But when I was growing up, some of them had vehicles, pickup truck to go make wood. But a few, and I remember my mom, we were fortunate that we didn't have anything at that time. No electricity, no phone, nothing. We used to use a kerosene lamp to see in the house at night. And as I start singing song, I thought maybe I should go back and write a song about what I used to do with my mom. So it just came to me and said, yes, I need to do that. So this is how it came out. I could still remember my mom, how she carried wood on her back, a load of wood on her back, something like a journey away from home all day long. I thought it was fun for me, something she didn't plan to do. Yes, I could still remember my mom, how she carried wood on her back, a load of wood on her back. When we come near highway, the tourists look and took some pictures. I hold me jug of water while Mama holds an axe in her hand. Yes, I could still remember my mom, how she carried wood on her back, a load of wood on her back. The weather just didn't matter. I guess the love she had for me. We never owned a truck, but she never did complain. Yes, I could still remember my mom, how she carried wood on her back, a load of wood on her back. Yes, there it is. So there's many songs that I wrote about our native people, how they grew up, and I also throw in some love song with it. So let me just throw in one of them. I guess I'm gonna sing this for, what's her name? Yes. Okay. She is from this song that I wrote. Okay, I'll just sing it and she'll hear it. One Sunday afternoon, I didn't know she left me. It happened in a small town called Chinle, Arizona. I thought she never leave me. I guess was only dreaming. Now I'm standing here, hitchhiking back home, with only memories on my mind. Yes, one Sunday afternoon, I didn't know she left me. It happened in a small town called Chinle, Arizona. I'm lonesome here without her. I sure miss her today. Somewhere in Chinle, she still wears my name. Yes, one Sunday afternoon, I didn't know she left me. It happened in a small town called Chinle, Arizona. It happened in a small town called Chinle, Arizona. There it is. I wrote that back in about, I think, 1998 or 96, but I'm still using it today. So this girl here, she's from Chinle, Arizona. So there's another love song that I did. I'm going to go back and forth with it. Okay, I'll sing it for you. Well, I don't know why you keep coming across my mind. You keep coming here in my mind. I thought you left me long, long time ago. And what are you doing here in my mind? Yes, I don't know why you keep coming across my mind. You keep coming here in my mind. Maybe there is something that you left in my heart. Something just can't leave me here in my mind. Well, I don't know why you keep coming across my mind. You keep coming here in my mind. Well, I don't know why you keep coming across my mind. Across my mind. All right, there it is. Okay, and like I said, I want to go back and forth on it. When I became a cowboy, just to let you know, one morning I woke up during the summer and I saw a bedroll already fixed outside. And I asked my dad, what's that? That's your blanket. Why is that? Well, you're going on a roundup. I said, I never knew nothing about it. How a cowboy is supposed to look or what is all there. So he said, there's a truck coming pretty soon to pick you up. And where am I going? You're going to the store. The truck is taking you to the store. We're going to throw in this blanket, roll a blanket in the truck for you, and it's taking you to the store. Why? At the store, you're going to buy yourself a boots, a belt, pants, your hat, a rope, everything. So I jumped in and I went to the store. And what's funny was that I never wore this kind of clothes before. And they fit in my boots and walking around, kong, 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 there. And my shirt, my belt, my hat, all of that. And when I came home, well, Dad, I did it, thank you. No, you're not done yet. Why? You're going with the cowboy up the mountain about 100 miles from here. You're going to spend all your summer over there. Whoa, wait a minute. What? So that truck came and they loaded up my clothes and my bedroll, and what made it good, easy, was that there was some kits that I knew was already in there, so it didn't bother me. I went with them to a place called Poetic. It's a pretty place, pine trees, river, and it's cool, and it's a pretty place. And that's where I did all my roundup, cowboy. Not also that, besides that, there were some people who used to work in that area, forestry workers, and the roads department, and a lot of people used to work in that area. So later, when I was writing songs, I thought about that. Maybe I should write a song about Poetic, where I used to work. It looked like it's not going to be only for me. There will be some other people out there that's going to like it. So I decided to write a song about it. So this is how it came out. Oh, my heart and my mind is always on the mountain, thinking how I spent my time. Sometimes I still could feel the cool breeze on that mountain. I will always in Poetic. All right, there it is. So there's a lot more song that I did about places, and just a few that I picked that I'm doing it for you people. And here's another one that I did. Some of us still remember the old ways. You know, nowadays a lot of things has changed. The food that we eat changed, the clothes that we wear changed. We see so many things change, even about the native people. Like you see me today, no moccasin, no long hair, no, I live in a good home and I'm driving a good car, no more horses, no more, fishing, spear fishing, all of that. What I used to do back in 1950 to 60, I still remember today. Things are so different. It changed a lot in 50s, in 60s. So I thought maybe I'll write a song, something similar to that. So, well, people probably will understand what I sing about. So some of you know how it used to be, some of you miss it, and some of you don't, and I just thought to write it in a song. There's only old time living, there's only old time friends. No matter what time do, I'm sure missing some. There's only old spear fishing, there's all the old time games. No matter what time do, I'm sure missing some. Why'd I have to go? I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. There's all the old time medicine, there's all the old time games. No matter what time do, I'm sure missing some. Why'd I have to go? I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. There's all the old time living, there's all the old time friends. No matter what time do, I'm sure missing some. Why'd I have to go? I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. Why'd I have to go? I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. All right, thank you, folks. Thank you.
very much. We have some time for questions, so I can hand the mic out. Does anyone have questions? Don't be shy.
Anybody got a question about Apache tribe, or you want me to sing you some Apache song?
Yeah.
How Apache song sounds like? Okay, this is called I've Been Around. This is how they, but you know, usually with a drum, like a drum, like beating on a drum like this, and it goes like Nashayo, 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 Ashe, Nashayo, Dabegoze, Dagahif Satnai, Nashayo, 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 Dabegoze, Dagahif Satnai, Nashayo, 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 Ashe Nashayo, Dabegoze, Dagahif Satnai, yeah. There. That's how they sound like. When I first started doing my songs, I did it with Apache words in my singing. So I went out to entertain one day, and I sang it in Apache with guitar, and the people came up to me and said, I'd like to buy one of your tape. At that time, it was tape. There was no CD at that time. I can't buy one of your tape because I don't understand what you're saying. So, okay, thank you. And I told her that she asked me how I think about Mexican music. I said, Mexican music, I love to hear them. It don't bother me if I don't understand the language. I just, the way it goes, it sounds beautiful. So from there, I move on to another show. The same thing happened. If I only understand what you're singing about, then I'll buy your tape. So I told my wife, I said, we need to maybe just change the whole thing back into English. So I start doing it into English. So now you're hearing it in English. So if I was going to do it in Apache, I don't remember how it goes. So that's what happened. So that's what brought me over here. Now people start buying because they understand English now. They can, you know, what I'm singing about. So that's how it changed back into English. And like I said, I forgot to say this, but my word, my last name is Haffenreffer, means lightning. I usually entertain my name, teasing my wife, said, I'm the lightning and you're my thunder. She's sitting back there, that's my wife. Could you stand up, please? Yeah, that's my wife. This is the first time that I'm over here on the East Coast. I never came out of Arizona. And this is just a whole new world for me over there. When I came to New York, the first thing I said is, honey, these people can walk fast over here. They're always in a rush, so keep it up, come on. And what happened when we slow down? All you hear is, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. So we gotta keep up with them in New York. So there's some of the things that I notice, and everywhere I look, also just a lot of yellow cats around here. Yeah, in New York. So that's really something to me. Okay.
Can you tell us more about how you learned how to play the guitar and the country band you played in as a boy?
Well, when I was a little boy, my brother, my oldest brother, already knew how to play guitar. My neighbor used to come over and play with him. at the house. So as I was a little kid, I'd go up and stand up to them and watch how they play, where they put their fingers, and what key, everything, and I'd pick it up. And when those two guys took a break and left their guitar there, I snuck over there and played it, what they where they put their fingers, and I played it. And then later when they come back, I go back away. Every time when they leave, I come back to the guitar and I bang on it. I watch the key. It must have been so interesting to me as a little kid. I watched real close. From there on, I picked it up. To tell you the truth, as of today, I don't know what's the name of the key, but I still got those keys that they put their fingers on. A lot of them I picked up, and today that's what I'm playing with, these keys. But I don't know what they call it. G, C, D, E, So since I didn't learn that, today I'm still playing like that. So because I don't have a band, but back there, they just follow me wherever I put my fingers. They just follow me along. So that's how I learned playing guitar from my oldest brother.
Excuse me. Thank you so very much. And I'm just curious, what year did you go to the mountain to become a cowboy? And how
I think it was back in 1962 or 63, somewhere around there, as a little kid.
And how old were you? I was just curious.
Oh, probably about 10. Are you trying to say how old I am?
They sent you out to become a cowboy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to reference, like,
Yeah.
when they left, and do they still do the song?
Like I sing about, the old days living. Now they don't do that anymore because they got they're using a truck now to load the cattle and take it to the cattle sale. That time we used to drive the cattle. We spent a night on a mountain. The next day we drive the cattle about 5 miles out, and then we drive them, and then all the way back down to where I live, close by. There's a big old corral where they do their cattle sale, and there was no semi-truck type thing that they load them on. At those days, it was just by train. That railroad comes right beside all the corral, the loading chute, and they moved up the train. They load them up and they close it and they move a little bit. The next box, and it was long, the train where they load them up. And then they're done with it at night, about 7:30, and about 9 o'clock when we come back to the house, here comes a train through the community, and you used to hear going by. There was never semi-truck type thing. They loaded up. It was just by train those days. So this is something to remember. Yeah.
You talked about singing in your native language, and I'm just wondering, on the reservation, is the native language spoken, or do people mostly speak English, or is the language being lost?
Well, today, a lot of them still speak their own language, but the kids, they don't speak none of the native language no more. Because I went to school one day, and I was performing for school, and I think this was about 9th graders, 9 to 12th graders. They were in something like this here, and I said, "Who's Apaches in here? Raise your hand." They all raised their hand. "Who speaks Apache?" Nobody raised their hand. There were Apache kids from 9th grade to 12th grade. Nobody speaks Apache. So some of the parents, they mostly speak Apache in their community. Just a few, speaks English. So
if they listen to their parents all the time, they must know a little.
yeah, somewhere. Even my kids. See, I grew up when I married my wife. She mostly speak English, so I speak mostly Apache. So when the kids was growing up, you know how it is. They mostly pay attention to their mom. They never pay attention to their dad. Everything's mom, because dad are strict. Because my daughter said, Mom always says yes. How come you say no? Because I'm your dad. So they get away with everything through their mom. So Apache, I speak Apache, but they don't listen to me very, very much. So they went through their mom and start speaking English. I tell them what it calls some of the animals or different stuff that they ask. I show them that the language, but they don't pick it up.
You think they don't, but underneath they really very much want to have exposure later in life that
Yeah, they
sometimes they might. But I'm sure if they live, I would think with it.
Some of them, two of my son graduated. Now they regret it that they tell me, you should have taught me how to speak Apache.